spoke, and when she spoke, you listened because she doesn't speak much. And the fact that what she said, you like, because you could have said, you don't know what you're talking about, you old, you don't know nothing about all this, but you listened and said, okay, God, I submit myself to you. If this is who I'm supposed to be, change my heart. And you prayed a prayer that invoked God into your life to say, oh, I can do it, and confirm that which your grandma saw.
Yes.
That.
And you are so right. Like the wealth of wisdom, experience, people who have walked the road of life longer than you, that have insight into future realities that you don't even know what matters. When you're single and you think you know what you want in your spouse,
Teach.
you really actually only have a very myopic view of what you think is going to be important. You've devalued the things that actually over 25 years are more important that I didn't even factor into the equation. Like, I will give you one of them. He is the most thoughtful person, one of the most thoughtful people I've ever met. When I say thoughtful, he is already thinking 3 hours later. If I back my wife's car into the garage, that means when she pulls out, it'll be forward and it'll be easy for her. I didn't realize that marrying somebody thoughtful, proactively thoughtful, would be this critical in life. It's been amazing. I remember when the kids were little, he would get up before me in the morning. He still does. But when the kids were little, he would get up, turn the fireplace on, because he knew that sitting on that couch to have devotions was just my joy in the morning when the kids were little, that he knew I'd want. So the fact that he was thinking, let me just turn this fireplace on so that when she comes in, I wasn't thinking about that when I was single and before I got married. So I'm just saying there are realities that people that have already walked the road of marriage and know the difficulties that present themselves within it, that when they look at somebody you're connected to, they can tell you in advance,
Yes.
that ain't gonna work 8 years in. Somebody who thinks like that or doesn't think like that. So listening to the wisdom of that,
She said
oh
the
my
way
gosh.
he looks at you, he will love you for the rest of your life.
And see,
She
to
did.
me, this is where that submission thing comes back in. Because for me, it is once a woman knows that you're that she's more important than you, she doesn't have a problem submitting because she knows that she's always going to be the priority, even over
Yes.
yourself.
Yes.
So,
So how did you show that though? Who taught you?
well,
That's a good question.
I remember this. My father passed a while ago, but I grew up in a single parent home. Mom,
But hold on, I want to clarify that. His father passed away 8 years ago. That was while we were grown and married.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was in a single parent home
Yeah.
because his father chose not to be a present father to them while they were growing up.
Okay.
Yeah, not because he passed away, it's because
right?
he
Yeah.
wasn't
I'm
there.
sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Clarify. Thanks for clearing that for me. But so I saw what it did to my mother, and I'm like, I'm not going to do that to whoever I marry. I want to make sure they're taken care of. I want to make sure that they have everything they need. So growing up in a single parent, it's going to lead you one way or the other. It's going to lead you. You're going to continue in that generational
Facts.
curse, or it's going to make you say, "Oh yeah, no, I'm going to do just the opposite."
Yep.
So learning that helped me a lot. But one of the things that Priscilla and I did, I think probably one of the most important things of our marriage is that the Lord brought in an older couple who, 15, 20 years marriage before us, and they have became our covering.
Good.
Okay, so whenever we have conversations, well, let me back. So the Bible is pretty clear. The husbands submit to your wives.
Yep.
Wives submit to your husbands,
Yep.
and that's great. But sometimes it's great for your spouse to see you submit to somebody here on earth.
Facts.
Okay, so that you're not just running kind of wild.
Yep.
So when she sees me submitting to another man
Yeah.
in my life, so if he says, Jerry, no, do this, and I'm like, what? Yeah, do it. No questions asked. I do it.
Good.
I do it. So she knows that when I make a decision, it's not a decision that's just based on what's going to be best for me. It's going to be what's best for her and our family.
Good. 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 To another man.
Totally.
You was watching all that.
I think I am telling you, The key to us having any, somewhat semblance of a successful marriage and having made it 25 years is because we have a couple that we have both agreed are the voice of wisdom for our marriage.
Good.
And when we have differences, disagreements, he's going in a direction that honestly I don't want to submit to because I don't agree with it, then we have both agreed we will call either the husband, the wife, or both. We will have we will, give them the information and get their insight and help them, let them be the voice of authority in our lives. Knowing he has that, knowing I have that. But in my case, since I'm submitting to his authority, knowing that he's just not a loose cannon out here making decisions that he just kind of feel like today, but that there is someone there that is a sounding board for
Yes.
us, then when he thoughtfully has come to a decision about what we're going to do, even if I still don't prefer that, I can submit to it with more confidence because I know that we have the counterbalance and the sounding board of an older, wiser voice of wisdom.
The counterbalance. That is so important.
It's so important.
Because because sometimes you'll think, well, I know the Bible. Ain't nobody can tell me nothing. I know, and they got their own issues they had to work through, and they probably didn't have nobody they submitted to, so we know enough about each other that we can make decisions based upon what we know about each other or not.
And let me tell you something. I would say to any single woman that is considering marrying somebody, if that brother is not submitted to authority that you can see,
Yes.
that is tangible,
Yes.
healthy spiritual authority, and he just thinks he could do everything on his own and he's wise enough and smart, I would think very carefully about whether that is the person that you want to be submitted to in your life.
Facts.
Yeah.